What's up? This is Heath Graham with the South Face Media Group Inc. And on behalf of Image, your digital resource for the creative, we want to welcome you to another exciting yet basic tutorial. And today we're going to be dealing with correcting blemishes inside of Lightroom 4. And in order to do that today, we're going to be using the spot removal tool, which you can see right here. And we're going to click on that. This is Carlito. This is an image I shot actually years ago. I want to say maybe 2005, of a young kid I met while I was in Ecuador. And if I could have brought him home with me, I would have done that. But we're going to work on Carlito today. We're going to zoom in here. And as you can see, he's got a little bit of dirt on his face right here. And actually in this image, I probably wouldn't even remove this for the actual image because it just helps tell the story of where we were. But for this tutorial purposes, we're going to use the spot removal tool. And in your spot removal tool, once you click that, you see it brings up the size of your brush, which you can move right here, or you can use your mouse. There's multiple ways to do it. I prefer just using my mouse roller. Or if you're on a laptop like I am right now, you can just use 2 fingers on your mouse pad or your trackpad and go up and down, and that will move it back and forth. You also have the opacity, which basically is your transparency for how hard the brush is actually applying it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take an area right here, and I like to recommend using, if you can, getting your brush down there just around the edges of wherever. We're going to remove this little piece of dirt right here. And you have over here the clone tool and the healing tool. And we're going to use the clone tool first. Basically the clone tool, when you click on whatever you're wanting to remove, it's going to give you another spot that you can drag, and you can't really see it in here, but if you look real close right there above that, it's sampling an area around where I'm wanting to remove that's going to match that up, and it's going to clone exactly wherever I leave it. So I'm going to leave it right there, hit return. I will click back off of my spot removal tool so you can see that, and it has removed that little piece of dirt right there. And so basically the clone tool gives you a very accurate idea of what you're going to have whenever you remove that spot, because you're basically just sampling another piece of another portion of pixels basically in the image, and it's going to put that there. The healing brush is very similar. Let's go back and I'll show you that on another speck of dirt or something here. So we have the healing brush, and basically what it's going to do, we'll click on that. It's going to look like it's going to do the same thing, but basically what it's going to do is it's going to sample a piece of, or a portion of the pixels, and it's going to basically use the Lightroom algorithm to come up with its own idea of what this should look like according to what you've selected. So it's really similar to the clone tool, but in essence it's actually doing a little bit more of its own thing. It's basically personal preference which one you like most, in my opinion. The clone tool is you're going to have, I'll show you in a minute on another picture, which I'll go to in just a second. But we could go all through this image right here of Carlito, and we could go through here fixing just little blemishes that we see in the area. So we could go here, hit return. The smaller you can keep it, the better. I'm gonna push up and see if we notice any. I'm gonna try to get a little bit bigger area here. The key is you want it to match up. You can kind of see what it's doing there. It's sampling and showing you an idea of what it's going to look like, and then it'll kind of feather it all together when you get ready to hit enter. So we're going to hit that. And as you can see, it does a pretty fair job of taking care of the blemishes. I want you to notice right in this area, though, the larger you make your brush, the more it's going to show up. The average eye may not see this right here, but it would stand out to me dramatically, because I can see that there's been some kind of correction here. So the smaller you can keep your brush, the less noticeable it's going to be. Let's show you another example over here. I'm going to get my brush really small, and it's harder to do when you have larger areas you're want to correct. I'm going to click on that, and we're going to select that right there, hit enter, and there we go. We just fixed it. So we could go through here and fix all of these little dirt spots if we wanted to. I'm not going to take the time to do that. You get the idea of kind of how it works. I want to show you one more example. I actually saw this on another tutorial a while back, and trash images just work well for this. We're going to do the same exact principle right here as this image is loading. I'm going to click on my spot removal tool, and we are on clone, and I've actually done some other ones in here already earlier today actually. So let's just select this piece of trash right here. You want to take your brush size just around the area of the size of whatever you're wanting to remove. So we're going to click on that and watch this clone tool. You can see it really good in this image. It is sampling and showing you an exact idea of pretty much what it's going to look like. I like that right there. As you can see, I hit enter, click off of that, and we just completely removed that little yellow piece of trash. Hello, we have phone calls coming in. So basically that's how it works. You could go all through here. Let's try it on the healing tool and see what we find. Let's do this where there's a little bit of grass in here too, and a bottle right here. Let's just see how we can make this look. If we were to select, you want to do something right in the same area, right around in there with the grass in it still. I like that right there, I think. Let's try that. And so there you have it. Once you take away the spot removal circles by re-clicking on it up here, as you can see, it blends it in just actually incredible. And you can do this also in Photoshop, but I like to use one program if possible just to save on having to transfer photos back and forth. The more I can do inside of Lightroom, if it's something that can be done, I like to do that. Obviously, Photoshop is a much deeper, intense program. You could get a degree in Photoshop and still never know it all. But Lightroom is a great program, especially for a beginner that's getting into photography, just to learn little techniques like this that'll help you out along the way. We'd love to have you register for Image. It is a digital resource for the creative. Just loads and loads of free items in there that'll help you out along the way. Again, I'm Heath Graham. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.